What is up, cool kids? My name's Gavin, I'm that cool trainer, and welcome back. I feel like I've not recorded any content in like a week and a half because I really haven't. So this will be the first thing that goes up after my little break. I finished my last week of school. My classes are done for the year. I have 1 week left, and that's finals. I have final on Wednesday and Friday. So content's not going to be it's not going to be back to normal. It's going to be up a lot more than last week, because I think I only put up like one video last week, unfortunately. But we're doing some team building today. We're doing some Trick Room, Harvest, Trevenant shenanigans. So that's what we're starting with. We're starting with Trevenant here. Now, looking at Trevenant's base stats, they're kind of underwhelming. Its attack's pretty good. Its defenses are okay. Its speed is terrible. And its special attack is pretty bad too. But with this, full HP, full attack, brave nature, it can hit reasonably hard, especially in Trick Room when it's one of the fastest things in the field. So we run Citrus Berry, Harvest, because with this nice little Torkoal here, we have the Sun up, which gives it a 100% chance of recovering its berry in the sun, which is fantastic. So we run Trick Room, Shadow Claw, Leech Seed, and Protect. Now, if you want to get really cheeky, you can ditch any of these three here. Personally, I would rather ditch Protect or Shadow Claw than Horn Leech, because Horn Leech is a good extra way to recover and a good way to stay on the field forever. For growth, I think I'm gonna do that. I think I'm gonna get rid of Shadow Claw for growth. Because what's common that resists grass? Arcanines, Kartanas. That's pretty much it that I can think of off the top of my head. So +2 or growth, if you didn't know, raises both attack and special attack by 2 stages in the sun. So we're gonna have Torkoal on the team as well for Drought and Heat Rock. So you can do that if you want. If you feel like playing it more safe, you can definitely do just the Horn Leech and Shadow Claw with Protect. If you're feeling extra risky, you can run Shadow Claw instead of Protect. And you know what? I'm feeling risky because I feel like everybody else in this team has Protect except for maybe the Lele. So I feel like I'm gonna play it risky. So with Trick Room, Growth, Horn Leech, and Shadow Claw, because that +2, this thing's hitting really hard. That's pretty much it for Trevenant. Trevenant's there to set up the Trick Room, mostly just for these two right here, because I've won games just testing this. I've won games where I didn't have to switch these two off the field. So then we're looking at the Torkoal now. So Torkoal with the Heat Rock, making that sun last as long as possible. If you feel like your team, if you want to use some other Pokemon that make the team a little less useful in the sun, you can have to take this off, slap on an Assault Vest maybe, or maybe a Leftover, something like that. Something, maybe like an Aguav Berry. But I like the Heat Rock because it helps out Trevenant, it helps out Arcanine as well. We have Protect, Eruption, Heat Wave, and Solar Beam. Eruption, obviously massive damage, 150 base power in the sun, especially if you have Trick Room up, fast in the field, you're going to be getting that off first, because not much is slower than base 20 speed. So yeah, it's gonna hurt. It's gonna hurt a lot of things. Heat Wave is for when you get chipped down. It's a lot more consistent. You can also do Lava Plume if you want to get the chance for the burn, but that also hits the opponent or your ally. So that's might not be. And with Finny. With the Misty Surge, that's a little bit of negative synergy that I don't really want to deal with. So I chose Heat Wave instead. Then we have Solar Beam, just for coverage, for those Gastrodons. Not that we really need Grass-type coverage with Trevenant, and we have Energy Ball on Lele, but we'll talk about that in a minute. We've got Max HP, Max Special Attack, Quiet Nature on Torkoal. Torkoal does a lot of good things. Like, surprisingly really good amount of damage for only having an 85 base special attack. Especially like in the sun from an eruption, big damage on a lot of things. Even split damage, big damage on a lot of things. So we go to Arcanine. we are a specially defensive Arcanine with Protect, Will-O-Wisp, Flare Blitz, and Morning Sun. So we have Protect, obvious, Will-O-Wisp, pretty obvious, and between Leftovers, Intimidate, Will-O-Wisp, and how specially bulky this thing's also going to be on the field for a long time. And oh, that's Morning Sun. Yep, Morning Sun. Okay, Morning Sun. Fantastic move in my opinion. Especially with the sun up, I think it heals you by 75% when you have the sun up. So Arcanine's going to be on the field for a long time, spreading burns, and Flare Blitz in the sun, even though we have only 4 attack investment. Flare Blitz in the sun still going to be hurting things pretty hard. So pretty versatile mon. You can run this Arcanine in a ton of different ways. You can do physically defensive if you want to do that more, which I might end up doing, because this seems pretty specially bulky between Finny, because Finny's more specially bulky, and then Garchomp. I had investment on Garchomp, but I decided to change it. And then Lele is especially bulky as well. So you can run this a little more mixed. So I think that might be what I'm gonna do. I think I'm gonna do maybe 200. I'll do 196. And we'll do the rest in defense. Just give it a little bit more bulk. Or you could even just do full max defense. Make this thing completely physically tanky between Will-O-Wisp and Intimidate, plus max HP, max defense. It's really up to you. But like I said, I actually think I'm going to put it back because I do like the especially defensive. Moving on, we have Garchomp, pretty standard. Dragon Claw, Earthquake, Poison Jab, Protect with a Life Orb. You can switch out that Life Orb for Ground EMZ because I don't have a Z mover on this team. So you definitely can do that. You can also swap out Dragon Claw for Swords Dance because Dragon Claw is not always that useful. Yeah, you can definitely do that, but I think this is the most consistently good set. If you feel like being risky, I'm already playing it risky with not running Protect on the Trevenant, so I'd like playing this one a little safer. But max HP, or not max attack, max speed, Jolly Nature, outspeeds a lot of things. Yeah, Garchomp's pretty self-explanatory, fantastic Pokemon. You just have to watch out for Ice-type moves, which is why 3 of our Pokemon resist Ice. So yeah, not much else to say about Garchomp. Garchomp's pretty phenomenal. Everybody knows what Garchomp does. Then we have Finny. We're running an Aguav Finny, bulky attacking Finny with max HP, max special attack, Ice Beam, Moonblast, Muddy Water, and Protect. Pretty standard. Aguav's there to make this thing last for quite a while. Because once you get down to a quarter, knocks you back up by half. So it's pretty good berry. This Finny, I'd like it to be a little stronger, but I think it still does pretty well. You can swap out the. Actually, I think I might do that. Yeah, I'm gonna run Calm Mind instead of the Ice Beam. Because was that our only Ice type move? Oh, that's risky then. So I mean, you can do with that what you want. You can swap out. I don't think I'd get rid of Moonblast, but you can swap out Muddy Water for Ice Beam on this right here. Because I feel like with this spread, like it only gets to 161 attack, which isn't great, or special attack rather, which isn't phenomenal. But with Calm Mind, that can really get up there, and Calm Mind has pretty good synergy with the Aguav. Because you can set up, maybe 2 Calm Minds, so you get knocked down, and then you just get right back up to half, and then you can just start killing things. Like I said, with what you want to go for, I think Moonblast will be good enough for the Garchomps and things like that after a Calm Mind or 2. So I don't think Ice Beam's super necessary. But I can see how somebody would want that as well, and it really depends on what you're going for with your team, because you do see a lot more Fire Fang Garchomps lately, but normal standard Garchomps like mine gets pretty hard walled by Trevenant, believe it or not, because Earthquake can't really touch it. Dragon Claw doesn't do that much, especially after an Intimidate. Ooh, sorry. It's like midnight when I'm recording this. Fourth wall, gone. Yeah, so this I like this Finny. Like I said, Finny does a lot of different things, wears a lot of different hats. You can run it Calm Mind, you can run it Specs, you can run it Scarf. This is what I'm choosing to do though, because I don't like having more than one choicer on the team, and lately is choice Specs. So you can do, like I said, you can do with Finny what you will. Then we go to Tabu Lele. We have max HP, max special attack, Specs. And I chose Specs instead of, I chose a bulky Specs instead of a fast Specs because we have the Trick Room. And you can also go for making this a quiet nature. You can do that, which gets it to 103. Well, put a 0 there. Gets it to 90 speed, which will outspeed not everything in Trick Room, but a pretty decent amount of stuff. Like it outspeeds No Investment Arcanine, outspeeds Garchomps, outspeeds this Finny. So it does reasonably well. But then on the other side, if you don't do that, if you go back to Modest, you speed tie that Arcanine, and you outspeed the Finny? Yeah, you do outspeed the Finny. So it's like, it depends how much, like I said, how often you're going to use the Trick Room. For this team specifically, I like using the Trick Room, so I am going to go for the Quiet Nature. 0. So I am going to do that. I may, I think I'll lower Arcanine down somewhat. I think I'll lower it so that it'll outspeed that Finny and Trick Room. So we'll do 104 speed. And then that Finny will stay where it is. And like I said, everything in these team builder videos is what you want to do. This is just me giving my ideas. And like I said, I haven't tested this team out a whole lot, but we're out here. We're doing what we're doing. So anyway, on this Finny we have On this Lele we have Psychic, Moonblast, Thunderbolt, and Energy Ball. I think Specs is really good on Finny. I keep saying Finny. Well, on Finny too, but on Lele. Because it hits pretty hard to begin with the Psychic terrain. You're pretty much just going to want to go out and just spam Psychic. You know, if you see an Alolan Muck, you can hit Moonblast instead, but it's really... Psychic, I think, is the really... Especially with the terrain, is phenomenal. And now if you send out your Finny and your Lele, you can fake that your Finny is Scarfed, and so people might be able to predict that, because once they see that this Psychic terrain is up, when you send out both these at the same time, they'll think that your Finny is Scarfed because it's faster than your Lele. So you can play some mind games with that. And you'll almost always, I feel like, yeah, with this spread, your terrain will always be up, because I feel like Bulu is faster than that usually. I feel like Bulu usually has higher than 90 speed, but I'm not positive. But you're almost always going to have your terrain up. Then you can just spam Psychic. So and it hits really hard. Not as hard as the Psychium Z, but you can get this repeatedly, and that's the important thing. So this is this team. I like the way it looks so far. Not having a Steel type is bothering me a little bit, but not enough to change it. Because I really like playing with growth shenanigans in the Sun. And I think it has really good synergy with Harvest and Morning Sun. You can also throw on Fire Fang on Garchomp, like I said, to give that. Because Fire Fang Garchomp hits Kartana's pretty hard, but between these two, we're not really that worried about Kartana. So yeah, that's this team. Like I said, I kind of like it. I'm happy to be back. Sorry if this commentary was a little weird. I haven't talked to a camera in like a week and a half. So, well, it's whatever. So expect to see the testing for this later today. And if you enjoyed this video as much as I did, please like and or subscribe. Follow me on Twitter and Twitch @ThatCoolTrainer. And until next time, smile later.